Okay friends, it's time to get started on replacing our serpentine belt tensioner. It's going to be easiest to access this if you remove this plastic area along the front. To do that, I'm going to carefully grab onto this panel up along here and just carefully remove it from the vehicle. Now we're going to move along each side of the fan shroud. The driver's side is a little bit easier to see, so this will be the side that I show you, but the process will be the exact same thing for the passenger side. What we're looking for is a 10mm bolt for either side. We'll go ahead and remove that big bolt. Now once you have that 10mm headed bolt out of there, you're going to continue down a little further. You're going to find a much smaller bolt. For each of these screws, we'll use a 7mm. You can also use a flathead screwdriver. Once you're done that side, go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. Let's grab that fan shroud, carefully lift it up. We'll just give this a quick inspection. Set it aside. Now let's move along to the tensioner. We're going to go over there, relieve tension from the belt so we can slide that out of position. To relieve tension on the tensioner, it's easiest using a 3/8 drive square socket. Once you have it in position, go ahead and try turning this counterclockwise. Now we can grab the belt and we'll pull it off of the alternator pulley and we can let this dangle. Remove your tool. Next we're going to use a 13mm socket to remove the center mounting bolt. Go ahead and grab onto that tensioner with the mounting bolt. We'll pull the bolt out of there. And there it is, friends. Now let's look down at the mounting surface. We'll just go ahead and clean that up real quick. Just use a wire brush on that. Make sure the threads on your mounting bolt are clean. Now we can get ready to install our brand new serpentine belt tensioner. Pay attention to the back side of it, the area that's going to be pressed up against the engine bracket. You can tell you have your mounting hole and an alignment tab. Looking down at the engine, you can see the hole and you can see the area where that alignment tab needs to go. Go ahead and line it up, put in your mounting bolt. Once you have it started, go ahead and snug it up. Once you have it bottomed out, go ahead and torque that to 35 foot-pounds. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and put the belt over all the pulleys that you can, in exception of the idler pulley, which is the top smooth pulley. We're going to make sure it's sitting inside the grooves. Now we can put our tool back inside that tensioner. Once we have it in there, just go ahead and turn that counterclockwise to relieve the tension, and then we'll put the belt over the idler pulley. Now while you're still holding tension, go ahead and double check the belt. Make sure it's sitting over all the pulleys properly. If it's sitting off kilter like this right here, when you start it up, it's going to go ahead and wipe the belt out. You're going to have to replace it. Double check all the pulleys. We can go ahead and get our tool out of here. Now let's pause before we continue putting on the rest of the fan shroud. You're going to go ahead and start up the vehicle. Let it run for approximately 5 seconds. Turn it right off. After that, make your way back out here. Double check all of the pulleys where the belt goes over and under. Once again, you want to make sure that everything's sitting in the groove as it should so you don't ruin your belt. Assuming everything looks good, go ahead and put on your fan shroud. Slide that into its grooves. Now we'll start in each of our 10mm headed bolts along the sides. While everything's nice and loose, let's continue on with those little bolts as well. Now we can put in this upper piece as well. I'm going to turn it over so you can have a look. You're going to find that on the passenger side, you have this bushing. And then over on the driver's side, you're going to have this type of bushing. Now for the passenger side, we're just going to go ahead and take this. We'll slide it in position and just kind of slide it in and over the nub. Now once it's in, this area should line up as well, and you can press it down. Give it a little wiggle, make sure it's secure.